Growing up in a dysfunctional family dynamic is often a painful experience for anyone. And you know what I mean if you grew up in such a family. Hi, my name is Mfon. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to talk about 7 signs that you are the family scapegoat. You know, some of us, we grew up in these families and we didn't know that we were scapegoated. So today we are going to talk about 7 signs that you may experience being the family scapegoat. So the term scapegoat originated from the Old Testament in the Bible, where all the sins of the tribe were symbolically laid upon a goat, yes, real goat, which was then cast out and banished into the wilderness, taking all the tribe's transgressions and shame with it. So today, scapegoat is a person who is blamed and shamed for the wrongdoings of other people. Scapegoat is the person in a narcissistic family system that gets the worst of the narcissistic parents' abuse. And because of the triangulation, the narcissist is also able to recruit other family members to further perpetuate more abuse on the scapegoat, who over time becomes the punching bag for everyone in the family. So 7 signs that you are the family scapegoat. Number 1. Signs that you cannot miss, I tell you. Number 1, you often feel unimportant, ignored, and isolated. I used to feel that way. I was neglected. I was ignored. I felt unimportant, and I was isolated because I grew up seeing that my brothers were treated differently than I was. And I was always alone. I remember my daughter asking me, "Mommy, did you used to play with your siblings?" I said, "No, I didn't used to play with them." And she said, "Why?" Because they were treated differently. They were treated with dignity and respect. They can explore life. They can be the best that they can be. But I was, meant to serve them. I was meant to take care of them. So I was isolated. I was ignored. My feelings was, ignored. When I was going to school, nobody cares if I read. All they care about is how I can give them food, how I can cook for them, how I can meet their needs, but they didn't meet my needs. So my needs were unimportant. So that is number 1 thing that you can never miss if you were the family scapegoat in a dysfunctional or narcissistic family. Number 2, you are held to a different standard. That is, you are portrayed in a negative light. For example, you may notice thoughts and opinions similar to yours are celebrated when others express them. But when you say or do the same things, you get maligned. In psychology, this is known as the black sheep effect. Number 3, your family blames you for their shortcomings. They refuse to examine the poor behavior you are asking them to acknowledge. Instead, they point to your human reaction to that behavior and pretend that's the issue, instead. For example, you are trying to tell them, treat me right. Don't act like this. They're like, you are the problem. You are too sensitive. You are overthinking. Stop living in your head, So a valid emotional response becomes further evidence you are crazy or always stirring up trouble. Number 4, your family downplays your achievements and successes. You may have never been praised or encouraged for your achievements in life. For me, I was never encouraged. All I could do is serve them. Why they don't care about me? I was always working for my family, while they don't care if I have my own dreams, if I have, if I desire to be, anything in life. I used to say that they raised me to be useless to myself. So they never encouraged me to dream big, be the best I can be. I was only taught to be the homekeeping, while my brothers can explore life and become the best they can be. you know what, you give up and fail to achieve anything close to your potential. But on the flip side, you work even harder trying to prove yourself, because they still mistreat you and they still mock you. I remember my mom telling me that my brother speak better English than me. I'm like, how am I going to speak better English when I am always at home cooking? I will go to school, I will have to come back early so that I will come and cook. How am I going to, study to be the best? But yet they will still mock me. And because of that, I will try to prove to them that, I'm not the moron that they think that I am. But mine is not just by my own power. God, helped me out, because if it was based on how I was raised, like I said, I was raised to be useless to myself. But God helped me. Number 5, the abuse is ignored by others. In other words, enabling the narcissistic parent to continue to abuse you. Here is how scapegoating works. The narcissistic parent blames their child or children for the family issues. The family then learns from these actions that all blame will be misplaced on the scapegoat to maintain the equilibrium in the house. So the family, sees that you are abused, but they normalize the abuse so that, they will maintain the equilibrium in the house. They will maintain, that everything is fine. It's okay for you to be abused. It can never be okay to be abused. So in my own case, they saw that I was mistreated, but they ignored it. My siblings, other people ignored it. So others ignored. In other words, they also enable the abuse. So sometimes I might say, oh, they didn't do anything wrong, but they were the enablers. They saw it and they didn't say anything. So they ignored and enabled the abuse. Number 6, you have a difficult relationship with siblings. Like I said, I didn't relate with my siblings. I didn't know how to relate because it was me against them, especially because I was a girl, the only girl, the world of the only girl against the world of the boys. So you have a difficult relationship with siblings. You have trouble connecting with your siblings as equal. They treat you with the same disdain as the rest of the family. To some, promoting a false narrative of you as a troublemaker or even someone with mental issues. Oh, you are overthinking. You are living in your head. I've heard that. They disrespect and discredit you at every turn and do not provide you with the support you see in other sibling relationships. I was treated differently. I remember, one day calling my mom and asking her, oh, where is this my brother? He said, oh, he slept early because he wants to write an exams tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, I wasn't given the opportunity to sleep early because I have exams tomorrow. So I was treated so different. And because of that, I didn't have a relationship with my siblings. And it has a long-term effect because you even struggle to have a relationship with other people in the future because your blood siblings, same father, same mother, you couldn't relate as blood. How can you relate with other people? That's why, we struggle. I struggle relating with people. I struggle making friends. I struggle, having friends, which is the way I was raised. My husband has been helping me, has been trying to help me. Oh, get his number, get her number. Did you get her number? Oh, you just made this friend and you say he's nice or she's nice. Why didn't you get her number? I am not very good at relating with people. Number 7, you often play the role of savior. The scapegoat has a pattern of always playing the role of a savior. Regardless of how you've been abused, you're the one everyone runs to whenever there is crisis. And this is because you are the most capable and they know that. You are also the most reliable and highly empathic. And sometimes you do this because you don't want to be blamed. You don't want to be shamed. I used to accept everything. I used to do everything for everybody while they don't care about me. You know, I remember I have helped my family to do business a couple of times. And, you know, last year when I called my mama, she asked money for business again. I'm like, why is it that when I call these people, they always want to take from me? They always want to take from me. But when there's opportunity for them to give me, they don't. You know, and I had to tell myself that has to stop. You know, I remember my husband telling me, can't you type no in your phone? Can't you type no? Because I was conditioned to be the savior. I was conditioned to help them. I was conditioned to always serve them. You know, until you start doing some healing work, begin to take care of yourself, and muster the courage to start setting boundaries, you will continue to allow yourself to be used by these people that don't care about you. I mean, they never cared about me. I remember my brother having, you know, an opportunity to be of a blessing to me, but he didn't. But when there was a time he asked for help and I helped him, they don't care about me. You try hard to do something, you know, to make them like you, to be seen, accepted, or being appreciated for the kind person that you are, but it's an illusion. It's a lie. It's false. You are only approved of as long as you are useful for them. And when you are no longer useful, or when your eyes are open to understand that they are using you to get what they want, and remove yourself from their exploitation, it will be back to business as usual. You know, the business of smearing and devaluing you. That's why we have to heal. We have to come to that understanding that these people, they don't care about me. All they care about is how to use me. So it is quite unfortunate that many people don't recognize that they've been family scapegoat for years. And when this is the only type of family life you've known, it's your normal. No matter how painful that may be, it's easy to internalize the stress. You struggle with anxiety, depression, and some form of eating disorders. And then, you know, be further shamed and criticized for having been targeted and abused in this fashion since early childhood. You know, and sadly, some scapegoats may simply choose to shut down internally, you know, emotionally, as a means of surviving what they went through. That used to be my story, not anymore. So it is important to know that it's not your fault and you had no control over your position within the family. It's a role that was forced on you from your young age, and that doesn't make it okay. So were you raised in such family? I hope you like this video. If it resonates with you, let me know your thoughts below. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe to my channel for more of talking about dysfunctional family and seeing how we can become better parents and heal and, you know, detoxify from this toxicity that we grew up in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.